89. About 6 inches. All right, well look at that, folks. I was just using my shovel to dig out this hole and see if I could isolate this signal, and I see it right now. And hopefully you can see it right in the hole. And it's my first one of these. Yes. Hey everyone, J-Man is back with you from Metal Sharks, and I'm back at one of my favorite spots, the 1950s home and permission of my family. So I'm going to give it a whirl today. I only have about an hour and a half. It's Monday, January 25th, late in the day. So let's get after it. Hey everyone, so I've been working my first signal, and it turns out this 1718 is a spent bullet, as you can see here. So there you have it. I was glad to find spent ammunition. It's got a big dent on this side. You found a weedy?
Yeah. You can film it if you want. You can show the spot.
Wow, look at that. Nice, clean, clear wheat scent. You can see it clear as day. This is the hole. What did it ring up as?
2021.
All right, way to go. I wonder what year it is. Yeah, I can't quite tell right now, but maybe I can clean it up and tell. Hey everyone, J-Man is back from Metal Sharks, and I'm back at the 1950-something permission in the family. So my brother, the Silver Stingray, found a wheat penny out in the pasture yesterday, so I'm going to go back to that spot and show you what I find there, if anything good. Hey everyone, so I'd say I'm about 40 to 50 feet from where my brother found a wheat penny recently, and I'm getting a nice 25 signal. So I've got to investigate that. 22 at 10 inches. So let's get after that and show you. Okay, so I'm getting this isolated. I believe it's on this corner of the hole. This mid-20 signal. Is this it? Okay, I've got something. Hey, that looks interesting. Might be some writing on it. Okay. Florida. So that is interesting. So that'll bear cleaning up. I don't know if that's some kind of, what kind of tag that is. Maybe a cattle tag. It says Florida on it. But hopefully I can clean that up. It looks like there's a number on this side. So that's my first time finding a tag like that. So here's my next signal. It was a 1011. But it looks like a fairly recent shotgun shell casing. So hopefully I can clean that up and tell you a little bit more in the wrap up. Okay, so I decided to come up near the barn and a wooded area on the property. 1819, about 8 inches deep. I've never dug exactly on this spot, so this part of the property that is. So trying to go where other people might not have tried yet. See if there's anything good. Okay, so I think my 1819 is over here in the side pile. There it is. So I've got, looks like a penny, but I'm not sure what type of penny yet. And part of it's eaten away. So it looks like it's been there a while. Hey everyone, so for whatever reason I'm getting a lot of interference on, I got a lot of interference on the Nox, and I'm also getting interference on the AT Pro. I thought I would try it to see if it was any different today. I'm not sure why, but this is possibly a good signal. 89. About 6 inches. Let's get that one and show you. Nothing else. I haven't used the AT in a while, so it feels good to use it again. But I better turn down the sensitivity because it's just chattering away. All right, well look at that, folks. I was just using my shovel to dig out this hole, and see if I could isolate this signal, and I see it right now, and hopefully you can see it right in the hole. So this was my high 90s signal, and it's my first one of these. Yes! Here it is, everybody. It looks like a toy gun. Yes! First time I've ever found a toy cap pistol. So I'm very excited about that. I can see this piece here that flips up and down, and I think I nicked it with my shovel right there, but hopefully it's not scratched up too much, and hopefully it'll clean up nicely and I can tell you a lot more about it. It says LH on the right here on the emblem, so that is way cool. My very first one of those. Yes, good old AT Pro, still very useful for relics. Okay guys, so I've got the toy gun out here, and I'm going to use this kind of broken nozzle hose here, as you can see, to at least get some of the dirt off this way. Let's see what we can figure out here. Let's flip that bad boy over. Okay, let's show you what we got. So I can see up here it has the words detective on it. Very cool. Very excited about that. Right now I can't get this piece here to move up like it's supposed to, but hopefully I can soak this some more in water. And I did really nick it pretty good with the shovel, unfortunately, but I think it's going to clean up okay. Still even has the trigger unit. Feels like that part's might be plastic, so I got to be cautious with that. Still some dirt up here. Maybe I can rinse that off a little more. But it's way cool, and I'm going to tell you a lot more. I'm going to research this online and tell you a lot more in the wrap up. Pretty cool toy pistol. So hopefully you can see that, but it looks like some kind of sugar ants are living in this toy cap gun. So I guess I better get back to the drawing board and rinse this bad boy out even more. Hey everyone, J-Man is back with you from Metal Sharks, and this is a brief wrap up from my hunt on Monday, January 25th. So my most interesting find was this bullet, and I think it might be a .38 caliber, but I'm not sure on the caliber. And it looks like it was impacted on one side, so I think that was original damage from when the bullet was fired, but maybe viewers will have some other ideas. But pretty interesting. Hey everyone, the J-Man is back with you from Metal Sharks with a wrap-up from my hunt at the 1950s permission on Tuesday, January 26th. So up here by far is my best find. As you can see, this is an L-H toy cap gun detective model. So this was really cool, a real bucket lister for me, and I've never found a cap gun until today. So that was super exciting for me, and I'm really stoked that now this action is working again. And boy, I'll tell you, they really knew how to build cap guns in the 50s. I mean, this cap gun looks like if I oil it and clean it up, it might still work. So I think that's pretty amazing. And I'm really glad about that. My only regret is I dinged it here with my shovel, but that's the way it goes. I was getting a little tired and I thought it was a trashy signal, not a good signal. So I wasn't as careful as I should have been. But when I dug it, I remember the trigger was obscured by dirt, so I thought the trigger mechanism was missing. So I was very pleasantly surprised when I rinsed it off to see that the trigger was still intact. So that's what I call a quality toy. Very excited about that. And I found out that this Leslie Henry company also made Gene Autry and Roy Rogers style cap guns in the 1950s. So I'm definitely glad to be able to share more information about that toy company in this video. Now, the other finds are it's very hard to top or even come close to what I found with that cap gun, but this is an interesting little find. It says Florida, and then it has this number. So my thought is that that is a cattle tag, because cattle have run from the neighbor's property onto our property. here sometimes. And then I found this shotgun head stamp, which I think says Canuck, but I'm going to try to clean that up better and show you a picture of it if it is a Canuck head stamp. And I got these 3 pennies, but they're really roached, unfortunately. I think 1 or 2 of them might be Lincoln Memorial, and then 1 might be a Union Shield. And this is a nose cone piece I just eye find. This was an eye find out in the field, so it looks like some fun has been had with fireworks maybe for New Year's. That's about it. J-Man out. For metal detectorists and treasure hunters alike, bucket list relics are a big discussion these days. And that includes finds such as croto bells, skeleton keys, cap guns, and you name it. Now, for me personally, toy cap guns bring out the inner child. The halcyon days whiled away loading perforated caps into peacemaker-styled Western 6-shooters that emitted small bangs and even wisps of smoke. So many hours were spent in this way playing cops and robbers or cowboys and Indians with siblings and chums from the neighborhood. Did you ever wonder about the history of these toys? Well, the history traces back to the end of the Civil War as firearms companies in the United States sought to find new markets to replace lost military revenues. Hence, cap guns first blazed onto the scene in the mid-1860s. But it wasn't until the 1940s through the 1960s when we had the golden age of cap guns. That was when silver screen and TV actors portraying cowboys blazed onto the scene. Gene Autry, Roy Rogers were 2 of the most famous ones, and others. At any rate, the story of the cap gun that I found traces back to a company called London Toys. This was a Canadian company based in London, Ontario that was active in the 1930s. In addition to toy cars and figures, they also made real-life machinery such as air pumps for Jeeps. But the factory was shuttered in the 1950s. Then a businessman from the United States named M.A. Henry purchased the machinery and factory from London Toys. Henry also had his own Scarborough Junction factory producing many toys post-World War II. One line of toys was called Ranch Sets of the Stars, complete with cap pistols and holsters. Now, Henry got in the business of exchanging molds with another businessman named Leslie, and molds were sent back and forth. London Toys molds were sent to the United States, and then other molds came to Canada for Henry to keep his business expanding. And then in the 1950s, a company called Leslie Henry, a combined company, emerged, and they produced toys out of Vernon, New York. Then in the 1960s, they consolidated their factory in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.